I already pulled my bolts out. This is where your buckets may either come with or they may stay on top of your valves. So don't sweat that. But so you see my shims actually stayed instead of on the valves. So my new turntable here actually works out very well for this. So magnets help too, guys, but I'm trying to remember what I put in there. Okay, yeah, I went with 180s. I don't know if you guys can see 180 on the okay. So 180, and I'm pretty sure I went with both of them. Yeah, 1.8. You guys see that? I'm trying to get it on camera for you. All right, so there's that. So we're gonna bump it because we need less clearance, right? We need to make it tighter, so we go with a thicker shim. These shims are kind of stuck in here. Brand new packaging. Your shims might be stuck. So if this is something you're going to do on a regular basis, guys, I highly recommend just ordering a kit. You can get a small kit that only comes with like 2 of everything, or you can get a big kit like us professional mechanic kind of guys do. 185, 185. I just, ow, that was my head because I'm standing under the quad. Oh, see? Well, that bugs me. I'm gonna have to double check my calipers now. And to answer that question, yeah, 2.25 on the exhaust. All right. We've shimmed it back up another 0.05. Put your fingers so your buckets don't slide out on you. Hold your exhaust up. And you can do this in the bike, obviously, guys. You don't have to take the head off. Like I said, I just put new valves in this, so just trying to make sure. And then, and the same goes for a twin cam, obviously. You know, your Yamahas, your Suzukis, your Kawasaki's, blah, blah, blah. But the Honda is just nicer for us. And if you're ever wondering which bolt goes where and you're just not sure in your hands, okay, 2 different lengths, right? Honda's really good about making sure they all stick up the same. See how these 2 stick up the same? I don't know if you guys can see that. That's how you know you got it in the right spot. If you're wondering. See? Boom, boom. Same goes for your cases, all of them. All of the bolts, if it's a Japanese engine, all of the bolts should stick out the same amount. The Japanese are good like that, you guys. There's no joke. This is, just so you guys are aware, this is an 05 Honda TRX450R. First valve replacement in 20 years. And I'm going to show you guys something, the reason that I like Honda so much. 20 years, guys. I'm dead serious now. This is no joke. You can see the quad. Right? No joke. Look at the crosshatch. Still in that cylinder. I'm going to clean up that carbon ring on top and all that. But look at that crosshatch, you guys. Like, dude. And that's just dirt. You know. But I'm telling you guys, dude. Honda engineering. You can't go wrong with a Honda. I don't care who you are, what you do. Okay. So let's finish this shim job. I didn't know I bumped my head if I'm not bleeding. We're just doing it real quick. Obviously, I'm going to take this back off to put it back on the bike. But you want to tighten it down to do your adjustments, because that's how it's going to be in the motor, right? I mean, same goes for your twin cams. If you're going to do this on the bench, same goes. But you got to put the cams all the way back in, guys. Okay, now you know, I let it ride because I know it's not on it. Obviously, am I staying in here? Sorry, guys. Anyway, we know we're there. So we take our feeler gauge. I'm still on that 20. I'm just going to double check. Wow, I'm still I gotta. That's a tight 20 though. So, but this is a loose. Yeah. So we're gonna go. We're gonna go one more shim, guys. See, this is why we do it. This is why we check them, because you never know. I still might think, oh yeah, I just need one more shim, and then I get in here and I'm like, nah, you know what? So, give us a second. And again, that's the 20. Remember, we're shooting for 15, or well, we'd like it to be at 17, but let's see where we're at. 17. Yeah, see that. We work in millimeters in this shop. We don't work in inches in this shop, guys. Super loose. That's a loose 17. We're definitely going to, it's a feel, guys. It's a drag. I don't know how to explain it. It's a feel that you learn, but there's also a simple rule. Go, no go. If this won't go, you're good. If it goes, you're too loose. Go, no go. Go, no go. So guys are like, okay, well, wait a minute now. How do I know if it just won't go? You go, you start loose and you go back tight, and then if you're, and then it's a feel. You know, it stays where I want it to stay. If that makes any sense. Maybe I'm over explaining it. Pop it loose. And again, remember, guys, when you take this off, keep an eye on your shims here. Make sure they just don't oil, you know, because they'll oil vacuum to that. Like, make sure you don't lose your shims there. And keep an eye on your shims in here. Because when you're doing this in the motor, obviously, right, if it falls down here, and what you can do also is when you remove your cam chain, you can also put a rag here, just to make sure you don't accidentally drop anything. Are you guys still in view there? My bad, guys. Sorry about that. Anyway, so we're gonna go to 190. And this is the process, guys. This is what it is. 190, 1.90. You guys see that there? This is the process, guys. Adjusting valves. Now, keeping in mind, you know, when it's like a running bike that just comes in for a valve adjustment, this thing came in for a valve adjustment. And what happens is, forgive me, guys. And you guys have noticed I put the shims on the bucket, on the valve first for a reason. It's not going to realign on that bucket perfectly for you. And right now, I'm just trying to make sure she's flush, because she's not sitting. There she is. There she is. Okay. I'm going to show you guys something here. The smallest shim. So we've got 350 and we've got 120. I don't know if you guys can see that. 120. Okay, so if I get into your motor and it's too tight, okay, his particular motor, he was at 165 and it was too tight, meaning I was going to have to go 20 points at the very minimum. And I know that doesn't sound right because we're only looking for 15, but you go to 20 because just doing this long enough, you realize if it's tight and being held open, then that number's not even right. right? That you're because you're getting a paper thin feeler gauge won't even go through. It's completely being held open. So you go, you know, minus 20. Well, now I'm at what, 165, 145. I've got literally 4 shims left, 5 shims left, and you're going to need valves. At that point, this is where you run the risk of it grenading, a valve breaking, and I'll post up a picture of a recent Yamaha that I just took apart. Anyway, you guys get the point. It's not pretty. It's not a pretty sight. So anyway, I'm going to tighten this back down real quick, and we'll wrap up this video. But just to give you a rough idea, so this is where I decide it's up to you. I can sell you another valve adjustment, and we take our chances. Or do the valves now, and we start all the way back up. So where am I at? I'm at 190, right? So now we're all the way back up here with new valves. We have all of this adjustment period, if that makes any sense. And Hondas already start with a pretty thin shim anyway. Some of your Yamahas and your Suzukis are up here in the 2s. But these shims won't run in the engine because they sit so far down in the bucket that you don't get the proper clearance, if that makes any sense. So they're all designed a certain way with proper clearances and so on and so on and so on. So you guys are going to notice a lot of my page has been RC stuff lately, but I do like to post up sometimes what I do for work as well, and help out the dirt bike community. And the guy that maybe his bike is too old, the shops are telling him we won't work on it or what, and he said, man, I just need a valve adjustment, man, that kind of stuff. It's not as hard as it looks. It's just attention to detail stuff. And that's really all it's about, guys. So, like I said, give me a minute. Let me tighten this back down just so I can get a final. Like I said, I have to pull it back apart. I'm waiting on the gaskets to get here today. So that's why it's just sitting on the lift right now. But make sure your cam is loose before you go tightening shit down. The thing I also like about a Honda, the Unicam design has bearings on both sides. You can't over squish like you can with an aluminum cam tower design. Okay, where's my feeler gauge? See, now that's a tight. That's a no-go. We talked about that no-go. That's a no-go. That's a no-go. So, being that this is a steel valve conversion, if this 15 fits nice and easy, I'm not going to sweat it. Oh, that's beautiful. Man, let's see. I don't like that. We might have to put a different shim on that one. We're at 13. This is technically within spec, but well, this is where not having those half sizes to get the proper feel, but being that I can still get the feeler gauge in there, right? By wiggling the, see, I'm wiggling the cam to get it in there, but I still get it in there. I think we're going to leave this alone, guys, because that's pretty good. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you.